Welcome to the Virtual Tutor Series on Core Mathematics for Senior High Schools. This is part 2 of the solutions to past SSSCE and WASSCE questions on algebraic expressions. If you haven't watched our video lessons on algebraic expressions yet, I highly recommend that you do so before watching this video. Now, back to today's lesson. Solutions to past SSSCE and WASSCE questions on algebraic expressions, Part 2. We begin with Theory Question 2A of WASSCE 2006. The question says, factorize 6x squared minus 5x minus 6. And here is the solution. We have the expression 6x squared minus 5x minus 6. This is a quadratic expression with one variable. The first step is to find the product of the coefficient of x squared and the constant term. So we have 6 times negative 6 to be negative 36. The second step is to find two factors of negative 36, which sum up to the coefficient of x, or negative 5. Two factors of negative 36, which sum up to negative 5, are negative 9 and 4. The third step is to put negative 9 and 4 in place of negative 5. So the expression now becomes 6x squared minus 9x plus 4x minus 6. The fourth step is to put the first two terms and last two terms in brackets and factorize each group separately. For the first group, we have the common factor of 6x squared and negative 9x to be 3x. So that factorizes into 3x into bracket 2x minus 3. Again, the common factor of 4x and negative 6 is 2. So the second group factorizes into 2 into bracket 2x minus 3. At this point, we put the factors in brackets and set it against the common terms in the brackets. So we have into bracket 3x plus 2 as against into bracket 2x minus 3. Next is WASSCE 2006, Novdec, Theory Question 4A. Factorize m squared minus 2mn plus n squared minus 9r. Solution. We are to factorize m squared minus 2mn plus n squared minus 9r. The expression m squared minus 2mn plus n squared is a perfect square and can be factorized as into bracket m minus n all square. In the expression 9r, the square root of 9 is 3. So that can be rewritten as into bracket 3 root r all square. We now have a difference of two squares, and we can factorize it by expressing the product of the difference between the first and second terms and the sum of the first and second terms. So we have into bracket m minus n minus 3 root r multiplied by into bracket m minus n plus 3 root r. Theory question 6a of WASSCE 2007. Factorize 4 over x squared minus 4 minus 1 over x squared minus 3x plus 2. Solution. We are given the expression 4 over x squared minus 4 minus 1 over x squared minus 3x plus 2. X squared minus 4 is a difference of two squares and can be factorized as into bracket x minus 2 times into bracket x plus 2. X squared minus 3x plus 2 is a quadratic expression and can be factorized by first finding two factors of the product of the coefficient of x squared, or 1, and the constant term, or 2, which sum up to the coefficient of x, or negative 3. The product of 1 and 2 is 2, and two factors of 2, which sum up to negative 3, are negative 2 and negative 1. Therefore, the factors of the expression are into bracket x minus 2 and into bracket x minus 1. We can now simplify the expression by finding the LCM of the denominators. We have x minus 2 to be common to both denominators. So the LCM is then into bracket x minus 2 times into bracket x plus 2 times into bracket x minus 1. Now, let's express all fractions in terms of the LCM. So, into bracket x minus 2 times into bracket x plus 2 into the LCM is x minus 1, giving us 4 into bracket x minus 1. Again, into bracket x minus 2 times into bracket x minus 1 into the LCM is x plus 2, giving us minus 1 into bracket x plus 2. Let's now expand the numerators by distributing 4 over x and negative 1 and negative 1 over x and 2. We have 4 times x to be 4x and 4 times negative 1 to be negative 4. So the first group expands into 4x minus 4. Also, negative 1 times x is negative x, and negative 1 times 2 is negative 2. So the second group expands into minus x minus 2 all over x minus 2 times x plus 2 times x minus 1. Grouping like terms, we have 4x minus x to be 3x, and negative 4 minus 2 to be minus 6, all over x minus 2 times x plus 2 times x minus 1. The common factor of 3x minus 6 is 3. So 3 can be factored out to have 3 into bracket x minus 2 all over x minus 2 times x plus 2 times x minus 1. Let's now get rid of the common factors. So x minus 2 gets rid of x minus 2. Therefore, the final expression is 3 over x plus 2 times x minus 2. WASSCE 2008. Objective question 11. Express as a single fraction x over x minus 2 minus x plus 1 all over x plus 3. Solution. We have the expression x over x minus 2 minus x plus 1 all over x plus 3. Let's first find the LCM of the denominators, which is x minus 2 times x plus 3. We will now express all fractions in terms of the LCM. X minus 2 into the LCM is x plus 3. So we have x into bracket x plus 3. Again, x plus 3 into the LCM is x minus 2. So we have minus into bracket x plus 1 times x minus 2. Now, let's expand the numerators. We have x times x to be x squared, and x times 3 to be 3x. So the first group expands into x squared plus 3x. The second group can also be expanded by distributing negative x and negative 1 over x and negative 2. This results in minus x squared plus 2x minus x plus 2 all over x minus 2 times x plus 3. Now, let's group like terms. So we have x squared getting rid of negative x squared. 3x plus 2x minus x is 4x, and the lone term 2, all over x minus 2 times x plus 3. Therefore, option B is the correct answer. Objective question 12 of WASSCE 2008. By how much does into bracket A plus 2b minus c exceed into bracket 2b minus a minus c? Solution. This is simply the first expression minus the second expression. Removing brackets, we have the first part to be a plus 2b minus c. For the second group, we need to distribute the negative sign over the expressions in the bracket. This produces minus 2b plus a plus c. Remember, negative times positive is negative, and negative times negative is positive. Now, 2b gets rid of negative 2b, and negative c gets rid of c, leaving a plus a, which is 2a. Therefore, the correct answer is option B. WASSCE 2008, NOVDEC, Objective Question 24. What are the values of x for which x squared minus 7x plus 8 all over x squared plus 2x minus 8 is not defined? Solution. The algebraic fraction x squared minus 7x plus 8 all over x squared plus 2x minus 8 is not defined if the denominator, or x squared plus 2x minus 8, is equal to 0. The product of the coefficient of x squared and the constant term is 1 times negative 8, which is negative 8. Two factors of negative 8, which sum up to the coefficient of x, or 2, are negative 2 and 4. So the factors of the expression are x minus 2 and x plus 4 is equal to 0. If the product of two numbers is 0, then either of them can be 0. So either x minus 2 is equal to 0, which implies that x is equal to 2, or x plus 4 is equal to 0, which implies that x is equal to negative 4. Therefore, the values of x for which the given algebraic fraction is undefined are 2 and negative 4. Hence, the correct answer is option D. Theory question 1b of WASSCE 2009. Simplify x squared plus x minus 6 all over x squared minus 3x plus 2 times x squared minus x all over x squared minus 9. Solution. We have the expression x squared plus x minus 6 all over x squared minus 3x plus 2 times x squared minus x all over x squared minus 9. Let's factorize the expressions separately. First, the expression x squared plus x minus 6 is a quadratic trinomial with the coefficient of x squared being 1. The coefficient of x is also 1, and the constant term is -6. The product of 1 and -6 is -6, and two factors of -6, which sum up to 1, are -2 and 3. Therefore, the factors of the expression are x minus 2 and x plus 3. For the expression x squared minus 3x plus 2, the coefficient of x squared is 1. The coefficient of x is -3, and the constant term is 2. The product of 1 and 2 is 2, and two factors of 2, which sum up to -3, are -2 and -1. So the factors of that expression are x minus 2 and x minus 1 multiplied by the common factor of the expression x squared minus x is x. So x can be factored out to have x into bracket x minus 1. Finally, the expression x squared minus 9 is a difference of two squares and can be factorized as x minus 3 times x plus 3. At this point, we can cancel the common factors out. So x minus 2 cancels out x minus 2. X plus 3 cancels out x plus 3. And x minus 1 gets rid of x minus 1. We are then left with x over x minus 3 as our final expression. WASSCE 2009 NOVDEC Objective Question 8. Expand into bracket 2x plus 3y times into bracket 2x minus 3y all over -2. Solution. We have the expression into bracket 2x plus 3y times into bracket 2x minus 3y all over -2. The numerator is a difference of two squares with the expanded form 4x squared minus 9y squared all over negative 2. We can split this fraction into 2 to have negative 4x squared over 2 and negative 9y squared over negative 2, which is 9y squared over 2. Remember, negative divided by negative is positive. Now, 2 into 2 is 1 and 2 into 4 is 2. So the expression becomes negative 2x squared plus 9y squared over 2. This can be rewritten as 9y squared over 2 minus 2x squared. Therefore, the correct answer is option C. WASSCE 2010 NOVDEC Objective Question 26. For odd values of x is 6x squared minus 17x plus 12 all over 6x squared plus x minus 12 undefined. Solution. The given algebraic fraction is undefined if the denominator 6x squared plus x minus 12 is equal to 0. The product of the coefficient of x squared and the constant term is 6 times negative 12, which is negative 72. And 2 factors of negative 72, which sum up to the coefficient of x, or 1, are 9 and negative 8. Therefore, the factors of the quadratic expression are into bracket 3x minus 4 times into bracket 2x plus 3 is equal to 0. If the product of two numbers is 0, then either of them can be 0. So either 3x minus 4 is equal to 0, which implies x is equal to 4 over 3. Or 2x plus 3 is equal to 0, which implies that x is equal to negative 3 over 2. And so the values of x for which the given algebraic fraction is undefined are 4 over 3 and negative 3 over 2. Hence, the correct answer is option A. Theory question 2A of 2010 WASSCE NOVDEC. Factorize x squared plus 4x plus 3 plus mx plus 3m. Solution. Here is the expression x squared plus 4x plus 3 plus mx plus 3m. The first part is a quadratic trinomial with one variable, and the second part is a binomial expression. We will factorize the quadratic expression by first finding two factors of the product of the coefficient of x squared and the constant term, which sum up to the coefficient of x. The product of the coefficient of x squared and the constant term is 1 times 3, which is 3. And two factors of 3, which sum up to the coefficient of x, or 4, are 3 and 1. Therefore, we put 3 and 1 in place of 4. So the expression now becomes x squared plus 3x plus x plus 3 plus mx plus 3m. Let's put the first two and last two terms of the first part in brackets and factorize each group separately. The common factor of x squared and 3x is x. So x can be factored out to have x into bracket x plus 3. Also, the common factor of x and 3 is 1. So the second group can be factorized as 1 into bracket x plus 3. Now, the second part has a common factor of m. So m can be factored out to have m into bracket x plus 3. Let's now put the factors of the first part in bracket and set it against the common terms in the bracket. This gives us into bracket x plus 1 as against into bracket x plus 3 plus m into bracket x plus 3. We still have the common quotient x plus 3. So let's put the factors in bracket and set it against the common quotient. This gives us into bracket x plus 1 plus m as against into bracket x plus 3. Well done. This brings us to the end of today's lesson. Stay tuned for the last part of the solutions to past SSSCE and WASSCE questions on algebraic expressions in our next episode. Kindly like and share this video and also subscribe to the TVTL's YouTube channel in order to receive notification on future videos. Thank you for watching and see you in our next video lessons.